So while she continues to bathe herself, I wanted to show you guys something that I'm working on. I say that like it's a big, huge thing, but actually I'm just going to be putting up these little fairy lights. I'm going to hang them here over my bed on the back wall. You can see my son right there. He's been well. But yeah, I've been really feeling the vibes of getting back in touch with the fairies again. I've actually been feeling them come back around lately. My fairy altar still is in that windowsill right beside my bed. I'm thinking of moving it because I feel like it's a danger to have it right beside my bed like that. So far there's been no accidents or anything yet, but I just have an anxiety that there will be at some point. I love those little tiny fairies hanging from the tree. But anyway, I've been feeling them coming back around lately and just getting back in touch with that energy. It's so rainy outside today. And I actually saw a post I made on Facebook on my memories talking about how I was feeling like a supernatural chill in the air. Your fur looks so nasty right now with your spit all over it, licking yourself. It's going to be on YouTube forever. But anyway, I saw that Facebook memory, that post that I made about feeling a supernatural chill in the air around this time of year. And it was when I actually, I think, first put that fairy altar up to draw their presence in. And, excuse me. And I started to feel that chill in the air, and I felt like it was connected with the winter fairies, the winter fae, because I'd been having dreams about them, and I feel more connected with those spirits. With the winter and the fall and that season and that type of energy, which is weird because it's like spring and getting close to summer, but yet I feel that they're around me, and I've been feeling that same supernatural chill in the air over the past few days or so yet again. And so when I saw that Facebook memory, it just reminded me like, okay, yeah, that's what's going on with this, because I live in Texas and it's like not the coolest temperature wise this far into the year. That's an understatement, but it's usually really hot around this time of year. It has been, the climate has been more like rainy and dreary lately, but it's still typically, hotter around this time of year. But anyway, it's been excessively cold in my room in particular. Like, I've gone to the other rooms of the house and everything, of course, and you can see here on my fan even, of course it turns right when I want to show you guys. It's 70, oh, it just went up 1 degree. 74 degrees in here according to the temperature, but yet it feels excessively cold in here actually. Like, I'm having to wear like extra socks and stuff because it's just so cold in here. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, pants. Usually I'll be walking around here in my underwear. If you've seen my pictures. But no, it's been a supernatural chill in here. So I know that that's the fairies being around. I'm sorry, I'm just like filming only this. It's probably so boring. But yeah, So I've been wanting to connect with the fairies more, is basically the point of this video, and just sharing that with you all. Wanting to reconnect with the fairies. I'm going to be putting these up. I bought these back like last year and the end of the year, and I just never put them up because I was waiting for this bed frame to come with the like this metal bed frame, and I was considering taking down these red curtain things, but I think I'm just going to keep them up now that I think about it, and now that I've just put it off for so long. So yeah, I'm keeping that up, and now that I finally decided that, I'm going to go ahead and put these fairy lights up as well and hang them above my bed. So yeah, that'll be fun. I don't think these change color. What does that say? No, that's something else, I think. Oh, this has a remote with it? I didn't even realize that when I bought it. Okay, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm just going to be putting these up, and I guess I'll probably show you guys what they look like afterwards. Look at her. What is it, Freya? I need to give her a bath. We haven't given her a bath since we got her. She was rescued from outside. I think one of my mom's friends found her in a parking lot, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like raining really hard that night. There was like tornadic warnings and stuff. So they picked her up and brought her over here to us. And yeah, we've been taking care of her. She's really young. We think she's like around 8 weeks, probably. I don't know. I really don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know how old she is, basically. She was found in the wild, and she's very young. Like, we've been having to, like, bottle feed her store-bought milk and stuff. She started eating, like, very recently. Wet food and stuff. So she still doesn't eat hard food, so she's that young. However, you can estimate that. But yeah, just wanted to share this precious little kitty with you all. Talk about the fairies a little bit and what I'm doing, and basically just give a little bit of update because I haven't posted to the channel in forever anything magical related. That is one thing I wanted to share. I was going to just talk about this only in the Hecatean Gnostic Circle, my private group on Facebook. But I also made this necklace. I already shared this publicly. I made this, well, I didn't make the necklace. What am I trying to say? I bought this necklace. It's a Tempest Stone or Petersite. And I consecrated it to the fairies on Beltane during a storm that was happening, and consecrated it. I think I posted that on my channel anyway, the consecration of it, but I didn't explain what I was doing or anything. I just posted the video of the consecration. But yeah, that's what I was doing that night, consecrating this to the fairies. Oh, be careful, sweetie. Don't knock that down. It's very fragile. Oh my gosh, I forgot I even had this crystal. I love this. Rainbow aura. I don't even know if y'all can see that. Let her play with that. Distract her. She just wants to play with my hand. She doesn't even look at the crystal. She just wants to play with my fingers. Okay, there we go. Got her. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the crystal. So, I consecrated this to the fairies, and been feeling their presence around me and all of that since then, of course. But it's really been growing stronger the past few days. So I also have been feeling a connection to Goddess Diana lately, or Artemis, which, if you know of her lore, she's called the Queen of the Fairies sometimes. Hecate is as well in certain literature. So there's just a bunch of connections with that as well. And yeah, that's the point I was getting to. The connection with Goddess Diana, for me personally, came through the fairies, which was also a surprise to me in the way that it happened, because I was praying to the fairies, reaching out to them, asking them to come into my life, more strongly once again, and help me with some things that I've been struggling with. And I ended up having these experiences. First, it started with dreams. Like I had these two different dreams that actually, this was prior to Beltane, like on April 26th or something like that, somewhere around there. I think April 23rd and then April 26th, because it was two different dreams. But I basically had dreams that I actually met the goddess Diana in the first dream. She was protecting me from some other kind of entity that was like trying to kill me with hammers. And it was so dramatic. But she manifested and she protected me from that being, whatever that was. And then in the second dream, I was with a group of people and we were like at the foot of this mountain, and we knew that Goddess Diana, or Artemis, whichever name you want to call her by. I think in my dreams I was calling her Artemis, but I know that most people prefer to call her Diana for some reason. But in that dream, we were at the foot of a mountain, and we knew that she was at the top, or like her, I don't know, her point of, what am I trying to say? The point of connecting with her was at the top of this mountain with her spirit or whatever. And for some reason, the group of people that I was with and myself, we were all trying to reach out to her and connect with her, and no one, basically we all had a different offering to bring to her. And it was like I knew, okay, hold on a second. She got her finger stuck. Let me help her. Okay, she got unstuck. It was like I knew that no one else's offerings were going to work for the intention that we had. So I decided like I was going to take my offering and go to the top of this mountain and give it to Goddess Artemis for her help. And that's what I did in that dream. I climbed up the mountain and I left this like a necklace. It was like a crescent moon with a star. And I left that as an offering to her, and it worked, and it like helped us connect with her spirit better. So I've been thinking about trying to find a necklace like that and just put it on an altar to her. That is one thing I guess I can show y'all real quick. Hang on a second. Okay. Oh, I thought I paused this. Whoops. I guess I could just edit that section out. But anyway, so what I have going on over here is my sort of little fairy altar. This is the statue of Diana that I got, or Artemis, like I said. I like calling her Artemis. But yeah, that's the statue of her that I got. And I actually got it from Greece. But what was interesting was I found out that, and I found this out after the fact actually, but basically the place where this was shipped to me from is actually at the foot of a mountain over there in Greece that is sacred. But I don't know if it was like specifically sacred to her, or some other deity. I couldn't really find out that information, but it was some sort of sacred site there. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that's what I have going on with that. And yeah, so after I had those dreams, I ended up like really thinking, okay, is Goddess Diana reaching out to me? Like, why am I having these dreams? Because y'all know that I'm like super devoted to Goddess Hecate. I don't really work with other deities like ever that much. Most of the time, I work with planetary energies if I need to work with something other than Hecate. There are some certain spirits that I work with, but it's usually because Hecate has directed me to those spirits for some reason, for some purpose, or she sends me different spirits and familiars and things like that to work with. But for the most part, as far as the deities, I usually don't work with anything else or anyone else. Unless, like I said, unless I'm directed to by Hecate. So this whole thing with Goddess Diana was confusing to me, and I really didn't understand what was going on. I didn't necessarily even want to work with her. If that sounds rude to say, I apologize, but it's just, it didn't feel like what I wanted to do. So it was just confusing to me. But the way that these signs were happening, the dreams, and then the other instance where the fairies actually came to me, this was actually on Beltane night after I did the consecration of the necklace that I showed you all. I went to sleep and I was laying in my bed and I started to see all of these different lights just like hovering above me, floating around near the ceiling, and in between the ceiling and myself laying in the bed. And it was like something I have never seen before. Like, oops. She knocked down some stuff from the window. Let me fix that as I continue to talk with you all. So, oh, she just knocked this down. What was I saying? So the lights that I was seeing, it was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was like, I don't know if anything else fell, but I'll fix it later. So yeah, I was just laying here in the bed and I was seeing all these different like orbs. I don't even want to say that they were like orbs because I imagine, and what I've seen of orbs before, they're just like balls or spheres of light. But these were different. They were like globules, like morphing and changing shape. But, you know, they kind of reminded me of like blowing bubbles, how they're like color, how the light reflects on the surface of a bubble and like shows different color spectrums. That's sort of what it reminded me of. But the shape also would change. Like it wasn't just a sphere. It was like just morphing into different shapes. Not geometric shapes, but like just random I don't know how to explain it. Just random shapes. So I was seeing that. They were all different colors. They were moving all around, like almost like flying around my room. I was just watching them for like 10 minutes straight doing this. And it seemed like they were responding to my thoughts and like my emotions and my reaction to seeing them. It seemed like they were getting like giddy and happy that I was noticing them and that I was excited about seeing them. It felt like they were getting happy and excited about that as well. So that was a very, very interesting experience. I'm very thankful to have had that. And I felt like that was the culmination of connecting with those beings. Now, after that happened, I was curious, like, what exactly were these? Because usually when I've seen fairies in the past, I see them as orbs. If I actually like physically see them with my eyes, I see them as like little orbs. Of course, if I see them with my psychic vision, I can see like their form and stuff like that, but that's beside the point. I'm talking about things that I see with my own eyes. So usually I've just seen orbs in that way. But this time I saw the shapes like I was explaining. So I was just like a little bit curious of what exactly that was. So I ended up having more dreams, of course. I had another dream that exact night about, actually, I had a dream that I was looking out this window and I saw a bunch of flamingos just in our yard, just standing around, walking around back there, like numerous and numerous flamingos. And I thought that that was so peculiar and strange. I never think about flamingos. I never dream about them. I never, it's just something that's so far out of the spectrum of my mind. But yet, here they were in my dream. And I was like, that's very peculiar. So, for some reason, I felt the urge to look up their symbolism or their connections and things like that. And what I discovered was one of the names, origins for flamingos, actually stems back to the ancient Greek term for a type of a naiad. And a naiad is like a nymph, a water nymph or a water fairy. So I found that very interesting, and it felt to me like it was another confirmation of, what I've been feeling with the energies and with connecting with the fairies. And another interesting aspect of that, I feel like that's why they looked different from other fairies that I've seen. I don't think I've ever encountered water nymphs or naiads before. I've only seen other kinds of fairies. So I think that they just look different. They look like those more liquid globules of energy as opposed to like a solid sphere. So that is what I sort of figured that out. And what was the other thing? Oh, yes. Goddess Diana or Goddess Artemis is said to have a group of naiads that are her companions. So that was the connection there. So once I had that experience of seeing those beings, I knew like, okay, absolutely for sure, Goddess Diana is around me. She's reaching out to me for some reason, whatever it is. I still do not fully know why or what is to come of that. But I know for sure now, like that confirmed it to me through that visitation of the naiads, that it is her. And that I am meant to connect with her at this time for whatever reason. So that was the last little tidbit I just wanted to share with you all for this video and talking about the fairies. And sort of where I am, like I said. So with that, basically, that's just, the conclusion of this little discussion with you all. So hopefully this was entertaining to some degree or informative. I don't know. Or just, giving you all an update on my life. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me in that aspect. and this little creature as well. It's now part of my life. So there's that as well. And yeah, that's basically all for this video. But that's basically how these look. Comes with these different settings where you can turn them to different. I forgot that I did get the multicolored ones, so there's different options. I really did not know it came with all these features. Pretty sure I'm never going to use any of these features that these are having. Probably just going to keep like the basic just on one. I can't get this to, okay, there we go. But yeah, that's all the different ones that it comes with. And then you can change the brightness as well. I think I'm just going to keep it on the lowest one and just on like this. So Freya's playing with something on the floor. Yeah, so I'm going to finish hanging this up and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, well, I'm not going to lie. That was excessively harder than I thought it was going to be. Some of you all probably were able to predict that because of the type of lights that these are. This really thin wire. And then hanging them like this close together was a disaster because they kept getting tangled as fuck. But we accomplished it. We persisted. We overcame. And this is the result. I think it looks really good, actually. Freya seems to enjoy it. She will not stop playing with the ends of those strings. So, and she sat there and watched me hang it up the entire time. Like, she was so interested in it. It was hilarious. But yeah, that is done. And that's how it looks. And my son likes it too. He's been watching as well. So yeah, I guess I can go through the different settings again now that it's actually hung up. The only thing is this remote has to actually like see where it's plugged in. So I have to like hold the remote pointing under my bed because it's plugged in the back of the bed right there. And actually these cords or whatever you want to call them are much longer than I thought they were going to be. So they like touch the floor behind my bed. But yeah, I guess I didn't have to stretch them that much, but I wanted to. I didn't want the sort of like spiral pattern to be too much. So I just went ahead and stretched it all the way. But I pretty much like the final result though. And also this was longer than I thought it was going to be. So I kind of had to like let some of them hang down. But that's fine with me. Let me see if I can get the settings to change. Let me See if I can just point it right here and change it. Okay, that works. So I can just do it right here. Great. So there's that one. Actually, this kind of looks better now that they're unraveled and hanging properly. It's not as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be from how it looked when they were like still wound up. Okay, so that changes patterns. Still a bit much if you ask me. Okay, now it's getting like really, okay, seizure warning. Okay, then there's this setting. Twinkly. I don't even know if that's a word. Twinkly. The fuck. Okay, then we have this one, which I guess just alternates the colors. Faster and faster. Okay, I'm starting to notice a theme with this. Okay, then there's this one, which seems to slowly alternate the colors. Let's see if it speeds up. Okay, it seems to be staying slow. This is what my channel has come to. I'm just narrating a review on Amazon fairy lights. Subscribe. Okay, so now we have the next setting. It just starts off fast, doesn't it? Okay, don't like that one. Okay, then there's this setting. This one I do kind of like, just like a slow, rhythmic twinkle. Very nice. I think I could fall asleep to that one. Oh, I hear thunder. Is it gonna rain again? Probably. Let's try the next one. Another fast-paced one. Oh, that's because I accidentally went backwards. My bad. Okay, so this is the next one, and that one is very much a seizure inducer. Stop looking at the screen. Okay, now we have just the regular setting, which is most likely what I'll be using most of the time. Then the dimming. Oh, that already is the dimmest. Okay, that's the brightest. So overall, satisfied with this. I like it. Let me just turn this back down again, where it will just live its entire life cycle at this setting, most likely. So yeah. Oh, and there's also a timer on here. I just noticed in the middle button, if I can get the camera to focus, there's a little timer mode. So I didn't really read the instructions, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sure you can like set it to shut off whenever you're done with it, or after so long, whatever. But yeah, that's basically it. Freya is resting. She's exhausted from watching me hang this up for 30 minutes. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. As always, until next time, hail to the witches, hail Hecate, and blessed be. And I'll leave you on this lovely shot of Freya licking herself. As she comforts herself to fall asleep. Blessed be.